Hi, Zaina.
Hello.
Can you introduce yourself?
Um, I'm an 11 and 3/4 years old
Okay.
because I'm turning 12 in a little bit. And then I'm in sixth grade, but I'm about to be in seventh grade. And um, I'm pretty intelligent for my age.
Okay. All right. So, what I thought was, um, let's do some fun exercise. I'm gonna ask you some random questions.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of ChatGPT?
Yeah, I use it for my homework.
Oh, you use it for your homework. Okay. So, I thought I'll ask you some random questions and I wanted to get answers for those.
Okay, Billy.
Okay. All right. So, the first question I have is, if ChatGPT had a favorite snack, what would it be?
Chips because the AI uses computer chips.
Ah, smarty, smarty pants. Nvidia would hire you.
Oh, I have no idea what that is.
It's a chip making company. Okay, all right. Do you think ChatGPT ever gets tired of people asking it to write as essays and poems?
No, because it doesn't have human features, therefore it doesn't get tired.
It doesn't have human features. Okay, okay. That's smart. So humans get tired and computers don't get tired. Is that right?
Yeah, because the programming doesn't allow them to get tired.
Programming doesn't allow them. Okay, I didn't think about that. All right. If ChatGPT turned into a person for one day, what do you think it's going to do first?
Eat some food because if it turned human, it'd probably want to try those things because it's probably already used to the other stuff, but it's probably never tried food and doesn't know what food tastes like.
So it probably knows that humans like food and it would like to try that first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a smart answer. Okay. Hmm. Can ChatGPT help aliens learn how to speak human? See, I didn't say language.
Mm-hmm.
And the second part of the question is, how would it teach them?
First they would try to comprehend the language aliens speak,
Okay.
and then after it would find the best way of learning it. For example, like through sight, or if the aliens are better learning it by hearing it.
Hmm. Okay, so let's see. So my next question is, if you could ask ChatGPT to help you with your homework, but it could only answer in pirate talk, would you still use it?
It depends on how difficult it is to understand the accent and the different use of words.
Explain that. What does that mean?
So basically, pirate talk would mean like they would have a thicker accent. They would enunciate more words, but it also depends on their use of words. Like um, they could like you know how in Britain they use different words for like for example water fountain. They would say something different, and then
Okay.
we Americans would say water fountain. It's probably the same with pirates, except they would use different words.
Oh, well, okay. Oh, that's smart. 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 All right. So my next question is, imagine that ChatGPT had a pet. What would it be?
A dog, because ChatGPT can easily train dogs to do whatever it wants because it knows all the tricks and the tips. I also think that dogs are better listeners, so therefore ChatGPT won't have to put that big of an effort into it.
How would you know? You never had a dog.
Okay, but both neighbors have a dog,
Oh, okay. Neighbors' dogs are our dogs, right?
basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Okay. What do you think happens when ChatGPT doesn't know the answer to a question? Does it panic, you think?
Doesn't have feelings, so it can't panic. It might be confused and ask you to restate the question, though.
Okay. That's cool. You just described what prompting is. Do you know there are a lot of people just learning how to communicate with ChatGPT? It's called prompt engineering. Did you know that? You just described what prompt engineering is.
Oh.
Smarty, smarty, smarty.
Oh.
Let me tell you, a lot of adults can't explain what you just explained.
Oh.
All right. Do you think ChatGPT and Siri are friends?
Um. ChatGPT probably knows a lot about Siri, and since they're alike, they probably have a lot to relate to. So yeah, they probably would be friends.
Okay. My last question is, if ChatGPT went to school with you, what do you think it would look like
Look
from a
like.
personality?
Oh, okay. I think it would be the nerd that's famous for giving away test and homework answers. It's probably really infamous, which means it's famous for the wrong thing, as well as being the teacher's pet. It would probably wouldn't. It would probably be humorous as well because ChatGPT is AI, meaning that it probably knows old and funny jokes to get people to like him, which means he would probably be very popular, but also a nerd. He probably has a lot of good personality traits,
Mhm.
which means that he can like people of all kinds.
Do you really think it's going to have like emotional intelligence? So it would feel what you're feeling. Let's say you're sad. Do you think it would know?
It would um, probably know that you're sad, but for the chat GPT itself, it probably wouldn't have emotions.
It won't have emotions. So it doesn't have emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Great. You just described something that a lot of adults don't know.
Oh.
ChatGPT just builds things based on what you're asking. It doesn't have emotions. It doesn't have a lot of things that humans have.
Mhm.
So ChatGPT can never be equal to humans, at least for today,
Yeah.
in today's world.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Zaina. Do you want to say anything else? Do you like this series, or did you enjoy the series?
Yeah, I kind of enjoy doing trivia questions and stuff like that.
Okay. So we should do this more, or this is the last one.
I think we should do this pretty more often. It trains me to give better answers, so it can help me with school and
Ah,
stuff.
okay. Okay. Did you learn something today?
Mm, yeah.
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 Tell me one thing that you learned today, just by asking these 10 questions. You learned that ChatGPT doesn't have emotions.
Yeah. I know that if someone asks me a question at any moment, I can quickly answer that with correct information, probably.
Okay, so you learned something. Good. Okay, so we should end this video here. You
Mm-hmm.
think? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.